اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب. لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاه ويحذركم الله نفسه وإلى الله المصير. قل إن تخفوا ما في صدوركم أو تبدوه يعلمه الله ويعلم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض والله على كل شيء قدير. يوم تجد كل نفس ما عملت من خير محضرا وما عملت من سوء تود لو أن بينها وبينه أمدا بعيدا ويحذركم الله نفسه والله رؤوف بالعباد. قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. قل أطيعوا الله والرسول فإن تولوا فإن الله لا يحب الكافرين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك تهوى وتمتعه فيها طويلا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا خيرة الله وابن خيرته. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين وابن سيد الوسيقين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والمتر المبتور. السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بغيتم وبغي الليل والنهار. يا أبا عبد الله يا أبا عبد الله. طغت عظمة الرزية وجلت معظمة المصيبة بك علينا على جميع الإسلام. وجلت وعظمت مصيبتك في السماوات على جميع أهل السماوات. ولعن الله أمة أسست أساس الظلم والجور عليكم أهل البيت. ولعن الله أمة دفعتكم عن مقامكم وأزالتكم عن مراتبكم التي رتبكم الله فيها. ولعن الله أمة قتلتكم. ولعن الله الممهدين لهم بالتمكين من قتالكم. فرجت إلى الله وإليكم منهم ومن أشيائهم وأتباعهم وأوليائهم. يا أبا عبد الله، يا أبا عبد الله، إني سلم لمن سلمكم حرب لمن هربكم إلى يوم القيامة. ولعن الله آل زياد وآل مروان. ولعن الله بني أمية غاضبا. ولعن الله ابن مرجان. ولعن الله عمر بن سعد. ولعن الله شمران. ولعن الله أمة أسرجت والجمال وتنقبت القتال. فأبي أنت أمي لقد عظم مصابي بك. أسأل الله الذي أكرم مقامك وأكرمني بك أن يرزقني طلب ثارك مع إمام منصور من أهل بيت محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. اللهم اجعلني عندك وجيها بالحسين عليه السلام في الدنيا والآخرة. يا أبا عبد الله، يا أبا عبد الله، إني أتغرب إلى الله وإلى رسوله وإلى أمير المؤمنين وإلى فاطمة وإلى الحسن وإليك بمضالاتك وبالبراءة ممن قاتلك ونصب لك الغار وبالبراءة ممن أسس أساس الظلم والجور عليكم. وبرأوا إلى الله وإلى رسوله ممن أسس أساس ذلك وبنى عليه بنيانه وجرى في ظلمه وجوره عليكم وعلى أشيائكم. فرأت إلى الله وإليكم منهم وأتغرب إلى الله ثم إليكم بموالاتكم وموالاة وليكم وبالبراءة من أعدائكم ناصبين لكم الهار وبالبراءة من أشيائهم وأتباعهم. إني سلم لمن سالمكم وحرب لمن حاربكم وولي لمن والاكم وعدو لمن عاداكم. فأسأل الله الذي أشرمني بمعرفتكم ومعرفة أوليائكم ورزقني البراءة من أعدائكم أن يجعلني معكم في الدنيا والآخرة وأن يثبتني عندكم قدم صدق في الدنيا والآخرة. أسأله أن يبلغني المقام المحمود لكم عند الله وأن يرزقني ثلب الثاري مع إمام هدى ظاهر ناطق بالحق منكم. أسأل الله بحقكم وبالشأن الذي لكم عنده أن يعطيني ومصابي بكم أفضل ما يعطي مصابا بمصيبته مصيبة ما أعظمه وأعظم رزيته في الإسلام وفي جميع السماوات والأرض. اللهم اجعلني في مقامي هذا ممن تناله منك صلوات ورحمة ومغفرة. اللهم اجعل محياي محيا محمد وآل محمد ومماتي ومات محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إن هذا يوم تبركت به بنو أمية وابن أكلة الأكباد اللعين ابن اللعين على لسانك ولسان نبيك صلى الله عليه وآله في كل موطن وموقف وقف فيه نبيك صلى الله عليه وآله. اللهم لعن أبا سفيان ومعاوية ويزيد بن معاوية عليهم منك اللعنة أبد الآبدين. هذا يوم فرحت به آل زياد وآل مروان قتلهم الحسين صلوات الله عليه. اللهم فضاعف عليهم اللعنة منك والعذاب الأليم. اللهم إني أتغرب إليك في هذا اليوم وفي موقفي هذا وأيام حياتي بالبراءة منهم واللعنة عليهم وبالمبالاة لنبيك وآل نبيك عليه وعليهم السلام. اللهم لعن أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد وآخر تابع له على ذلك. اللهم لعن العصابة التي شاهدت الحسين عليه السلام وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله. اللهم لعنهم جميعا وأتمرهم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي ألت بثنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بغيت وبغي الليل والنهار ولا يجعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. اللهم خص أنت أول ظالم باللعن مني ابدأ بي أولا ثم لعن الثاني والثالث والرابع. اللهم لعن يزيد خامسا ولعن عبيد الله بن زياد وابن مرجان وعمر بن سعد وشمران وآل أبي سفيان وآل زياد وآل مروان إلى يوم القيامة. سجده. شکر خدا که بر درت آمدیم بهر رضای مادرت آمدیم. اللهم لك الحمد يا حمد الشاكرين على مصابهم. الحمد لله على عظيم رزيتي. اللهم ارزقني شفاعة الحسين يوم الغروب. ثبت لي قدم الصدق عندك مع الحسين وأصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام. Since the speech started at 7, we have time if anyone is interested in reciting that Burakat prayers for the Ziyarat of Abu Abdullah. You can do this like morning prayers with the niyat or intention of Ziyarat of Abu Abdullah. YouTube'a şey delayed.
We're just waiting for our respected scholar, Sayyid Hadi, to join. So inshallah, we'll begin in 1 or 2 minutes with the lecture. Inshallah, we'll begin with the lecture with our respected scholar. Please let us welcome him with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة لأعدائهم أجمعين. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together inshallah. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين صلوات على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Brothers and sisters, may Allah inshallah accept all our prayers, our amal, our dua, our mourning for Abu Abdullah inshallah, and reward us for our participation and joining this majalis inshallah, and make it dhakhirah and reward for dunya wal akhirah with the barakat of salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajum. Alhamdulillah, we have the tawfiq to be in another majlis of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. We have a tradition that from Ma'soom said, wherever you are, if you stand towards Qibla and you say salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, different salam, assalamu alaikum Abu Abdullah, or different salam, sincerely, it will be accepted from you as if you are actually in Karbala and you're saying salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. This is despite the fact that how important it is to go visit the shrine of Imam Hussein and Karbala and everything. But overall, no matter where you are, what time you're saying that salam, what era of this world, period of the time you're living in this dunya, if you do that, it's going to be inshallah accepted from you. That means there's no dead-ended route in Islam, in Maktab of Ahlul Bayt. That means if someone cannot, for some reason, attend the majlis, cannot go to ziyarat, cannot do anything, you are going to be sure, you are going to have the thawab because your intention, sincerely, and your amal is important. You heard about this. That person came to Imam Ali salatu wasalam after Safin, war Safin, and he said, I wish, he said, I have a brother that he wished that he could come to the Safin in your army and join us against Muawiyah. Imam Ali asked him something. Apparently, Imam should say, well, yeah, inshallah, next time he has to try to come. But Imam said, was he, or is his will and intention is with us? Meaning that if he was here, he would support us. The guy said, yes, my brother, it's really. Imam says, then he is shared with what we did. Not only him, those people who are still not born or in the wombs of their mother, they are, as long as they will be satisfied with what we did, and they will support this cause, it's as they were with us. You know what that means? That means the whole hope that we have, that we're living 1,442 years after Imam Hussein's uprising and Shahada, but we're hoping that our mind, our souls, our hearts is with Imam Hussein. Inshallah, will be shared with that cause and with that mission that Imam Hussein he had. And that's a great value for us. That's a great value that keeps us alive, keeps Muharram alive, keeps Ashura alive, keeps the mission of Imam Hussein alive for us. We were talking about the topic of the personalities of religious believers, mu'min people, and the personality of their opposite counterparts. We mentioned that this is one of the most important, if not the most important, teachings and the lessons that we can have from Ashura. That you see yourself in the template of Ashura, in the template of the 10th of Muharram, and you see that what side you are closer to. You see that recognizing the personality of those people, both on either side, to see what are the most important thing we have to learn and we have to get from that. We mentioned a lot of proofs, a lot of reasons behind this. Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, brothers and sisters, he is complaining more. He's more concerned about those people that are not supporting him at the day of Ashura and the 10th of Muharram. Because the savage, barbaric people of Ashura, such as Shimr and bin Hajjaj or Umar al-Sa'd or Harmala, their zat and origin, it's clear who they are. But Imam, he's talking more to those people who are supposed to support him and they're not supporting him. When Imam Hussein in the morning of Ashura or any occasions or noon or after, whenever he finds an occasion, he's speaking to the army of Yazid and giving lecture. Who is Imam talking to? Imam talking to Shimr and Yazid, and he's talking to Umar al-Sa'd and Ibn Ziyad? No. Imam specifically, yes, Imam apparently is talking to everyone, but it's specifically he's targeting those hearts that were supposed to be with Imam Hussein. Those personalities that they knew and they were supposed to be with Imam Hussein. Imam, look at some of them that Ziyarat Ashura said, Al-Jamad wa tanaqqabat niqab. They covered their faces. So one of the reasons was that so Imam Hussein would not see and recognize them. Because what? Because Imam mentioned their name, says, you didn't write me a letter? You send a letter to me. Bin Hajjaj, you send a letter to me. You invited me to come to Kufa. Now you're standing in front of me and you want to kill me? Imam says, I still have your letters in the pocket of my horse here. I have them. So you invited me. It's more about those people who invited Imam Hussein. They knew that. They signed the letter that Hussein, come to Kufa. We're waiting for you. The fruits are ready. The city is waiting for you. Come and lead us. Why you did not do that? That's one of the most important things we have to pay attention and we have to talk about, brothers and sisters. So we talk about the personality, and before we move forward, we talk about the personality of religious people, mu'min people, and opposite, which was manifested in Karbala And today, ila yawm al-qiyamah, is going to be this thing, this taqabul, confrontation, right? Which helps us today to understand our purpose of life. Before we move forward, I had that introduction for you. We have to define what is personality, what is religiosity, what is dindari, what is being mu'min. What do we mean? Because what do you mean, Sayyid? I mean that in Ashura, both sides, they claim they're Muslim and mu'min. Look how confusing it is. Umar Assad, he's shouting at the day of Ashura and saying, Abshari bil Jannah, go kill Hussein. So if you kill him, you're going to go to Jannah, heaven that you were praying for. And if you be killed, you're going to be shaheed, you're going to go to Jannah. Subhanallah, what's going on here? What is this battlefield? It doesn't look like any other battlefields. Because haqq and batil, at the moment, it's so intertwined. It is so mixed. Everything is so convoluted for those non-mu'min, non-Muslim people that they think are Muslim, by the way. For mu'min people, it's clear. For the ashab of Muhammad, it's clear like the sun. For other people, ordinary people on the other side. So what happened to these people? That they consider them Muslim, and many of them probably mu'min. Then what is this iman that we're talking about? What is this Islam? What is this religiosity and religion that we're talking about? Today, you know that. Well, a lot of these people, a lot of these enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in different states and countries, they call themselves Muslim. Salat al-Jama'ah next to Kaaba, mashallah, good for you. Look at these savage groups that comes, that they destroy the figure of Islam. Salat al-Jama'ah behind so-and-so person. What kind of Islam is that you call yourself Muslim, right? So first we have to describe this because it's important when it comes to these two maqula, two topics. Sometimes we mix them and we separate them. Sometimes we talk about the topic of being religious, being dindar, and sometimes we're talking about mashallah, the personality of this person is a great personality. This person, mashallah, is a very kind person. This person, mashallah, is very a generous person. Sometimes we use this topic, sometimes we use the other topic, right? And it looks like we're separating this from each other. That, you know, sometimes he's very mu'min, mashallah, something is good, very good. Sometimes this person, you know, he's very generous, he's very kind, the way that he's talking is very professional, and so forth, right? As if being religious, as if having deen and having iman is not related to the personality of that person. Divinely. Look at yourself sometimes when you describe others, how do you describe them? The way that sometimes people describe as religiosity and being mu'min is a choice. It's a choice. I wear this color today, so I decided and I choose. So I choose to be mu'min. I choose to be Muslim or not, right? So as if the personality traits, they have nothing to do with religion. As the secular psychology is saying the same thing, right? There's no point, there's no place for deen or for religion or for iman in psychology, the secular psychology, right? Why? You just have to work on your personality. If you have this issue, work on your personality, make it better, and that's it. So what's going on with this too? Going back to Karbala, we see the personality of Shimr. He's very jealous. One of the main things about him is jealousy. What is the relationship between his jealousy as a personality issue and the relationship with his spiritual well-being and health? Which goes to mental health as well, by the way. What about the personality of Ibn Hur? A personality of someone who is very famous in Kufa. Imam Hussein, he's inviting him to come before Karbala, to come and support him. He's not coming. Imam Hussein, he himself goes to the tent of Ibn Hur and inviting him to come and support him. What is about this personality that said, Hussein, I know you're on the other side. The reason I came out of Kufa is not to support you, not to be involved with you. Take my horse, take my sword. These are amazing, blah, 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 and then go fight with them. I said, I don't need them. I wanted you to come and support Imam. So Imam doesn't know that with one person, nothing would change. Imam doesn't know that 72 people versus 3,000 people. He knows. And what's going on? Why Imam's going to invite even one person to his, companion? What is about the personality of Ibn Hurr? That he knows Imam Hussein. He knows everything about that. But he's not coming and supporting. How about the personality of the other one at the day of Ashura came to Imam Hussein? I know Hussein, you're haq, and I'm going to leave this army. I'm going to go away from here. No one says, what do you want to do? No, I'm not. You want to support us? Come with us? No, I can't. I have to go. How about the personality of this person? Sometimes those people who don't have deen, it looks like they have very good personality traits. Sometimes those people who have deen, very bad, intolerable personality traits. Come to our daily life. I'm going to take you a lot between these two eras. Karbala, Ashura, 10th of Hijri, and today 1,442 years after that. We're going to have a lot of transition back and forth. Bear with me and follow me. Today, do you know any of the Muslims that they're apparently Muslim, they go to masjid, but you don't even want to spend one minute with them if you can? Are some of them part of your family members? In the community? Yeah, unfortunately, we have some. Those that when they come, oh my God, he came again. Oh my gosh, she came again. Oh my, they're going to talk about someone else. Apparently Muslim, apparently Mu'min, apparently praying, and then my son, my daughter looks at the neighbor. They're not even Muslim. How kind and how nice they are. Atheists, so forth, someone else. They don't even believe in anything. Look how nice and kind they are. Then you describe to him or to her what is deen. I don't care what Maulana is talking about. He's talking on the member, theoretically. Go in the street to see what's the results. Then I can help them, brothers and sisters. No one can help them because they have the proof, practical proof in front of them. They're the eyewitness in the house, in the family, in the masjid, in the community. Look at the personality of the believers. Look at the outside in the street. Even if they have one or two examples, that's enough. We can't necessarily go logically, sweetheart, not everybody's like this. I got my example. I talk to them, brothers and sisters, almost every day. Different examples, different clients, teenagers come to me, talk to me. Just talked to one of them, 2 hours ago. The same thing, the analogy. Why the personality of these people who are supposed to be mu'min and Muslim and dindar is not tolerable. I can't be with them, including parents or siblings or uncle or aunt or the guy in the society or in the masjid. Some of the reasons that people get away from deen, far away from deen, run away from deen, is because of the separation between these two, personality traits and iman. The shakhsiyat and the traits that goes to the part of the personality of this person being separated and away from each other. And by the way, we're not going to talk about, if my younger ones are here as well, hearing my voice. We're not going to sit down here, have a beautiful conversation about rosy color situation that, those who have iman, they have a great personality. Those who don't have iman and they're not Muslim, they have horrible personality. No, wrong. We're not going to talk about this. In either side, we have good or bad. In either side, we have positive personality. In either side, we have negative personality as well. So we're not trying to say those who are not mu'min or Muslim or religious are horrible people. No, we're not talking about this. You know what? Sometimes we see that those who don't even have any specific belief system or religious, they have some personality traits that when you look at them, like, how come you're not even Muslim? How come you're not even mu'min? How come you don't have how come you don't believe in certain things? Because with this, it's amazing. Reminded of a story that someone says, came to someone and says, "MashaAllah, your personality is a great personality. The only issue is that, you know," one of the scholars, he had a lecture, he was talking about it. He said, I was giving a lecture in somewhere part of the country, and between some of the brothers, Ahl Sunnah brothers, and I was talking to them, and then after the speech, one of them came to me and says, "Amazing, good job, great lecture. You had only one issue." What? Because you're Shia. Right? Only one issue you have. Sometimes you see that others they have, but what's going on? Why they're like this? Why? Because sometimes in the society we have seen some people as being religious, they treated others so badly, so horrible, that people are having negative, thoughts and experience about this people. And sometimes just one example is enough for the whole tribe. I have some examples. For example, they had a son-in-law, married their family, very religious, quote unquote, and then how he treated the family after that, the whole family were afraid of getting married to religious people. See what happened? How controlling, how so forth, how blah, blah, blah. Be careful, be afraid of. The problem is that when we talk about the people of Karbala, brothers and sisters, when we talk about both sides, Shuhada of Karbala, companion of Imam Hussein, and the army of Yazid, are we talking about their Iman? Are we talking about what they believed in? Not Iman, Aqa'id. Are we talking about their belief system? Or are we talking about their amal and their action? Apparently, both of them believe in Allah, one God. Both of them are saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Both of them are saying, Allahu Akbar. Both of them are saying, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Both of them are Muslims. The same in Jamal. War Jamal is the same thing. Both of them are brothers and sisters in deen. What is the difference between them? Amal is different. Their interpretation of deen is different between them. Because we mostly, when we talk about Muslim or Mu'min, we talk about their aqa'id. We're going to choose someone to be there, let's say, the board of certain centers. You're going to be the president, you're going to be the treasurer, you're going to be so forth. What do we look like? MashaAllah, aqa'id is good. He believes in Imam Hussein, he believes in this, he believes in that, he believes in Allah. And okay, so what else? We don't look at the amal that much. When we talk about getting married to someone or having someone marry my daughter or my son, we mostly look at the aqa'id sometimes. ذلك الكتاب بسم الله الرحمن ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. This kitab, this book, Quran, is a book of hidayah for only muttaqeen, righteous people, pious people. What is about righteous and pious people that this kitab is a hidayah for them? وَذَنْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, not for everyone. What is about the personality of muttaqeen that this Quran matches the personality of these people and support and help for improvement? Some people sometimes just, for example, being Muslim, just with any personality traits or whoever they are, maybe we have to analyze ourselves, not others. What kind of Iman and Islam I have based on paying attention to my personality, to my aqa'id, to my actions, not just my aqa'id, not just how many rakat al-salat I have. Matter of fact, how is my Iman in action? How am I treating others? What if there's a test, the moment of test, I can use my Iman? Because people of Kufa, at the time of biggest test in the whole universe, which is the supporting of Imam Hussein, they failed. Their personality failed because some of them were scared. The personality of timid and fearful. Of those people who are afraid of their Jannah and their life, and they're afraid of sacrificing for a better cause, Islam. What happened? They left the Imam of the time, made that horrible tragedy, right? Some other people, the personality of being hungry for money and the dunya, right? These people, what happened to them? Leaves the Imam of the time because of their weak personality. Some people because of the dunya and position like Umar al-Sa'd, right? This is the personality. On the other side, the personality of some people who are strongly staying with haqq, no matter what is the cause of that. I remember the hadith from Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salatu wassalam, salawat Muhammad wa Muhammad. Imam says, ليست العبادة بكثرة الركوع والسجود. Ibadah is not because of how many rak'at of salat, of ruku and sujood or fasting you have. No. بل تفكر في عمل الله. Ibadah is the quality of ibadah. By the way, we're not talking about the and parentheses. We're not talking about the rituals and how many 5 days, 5 times a day we have to pray. Don't go there. We have the rituals, wajibat, we have to follow them. This hadith is something else. This hadith is like, if you find someone, mashallah, all the time in the masjid, back and forth, pray, mustahabbat, and nafila, don't consider it. Namaz al-shab, don't consider it that, oh, the mashallah, great person. The quality of ibadah. What is the quality of ibadah? The salat tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. The salat should have a result. The result of the salat that was supposed to work is that it keeps you away from corruptions, muharramat, as much as possible. This is the result of the salat. The result of going to Muharram majalis and 10 days, 12 days participating in majalis of Imam Hussein salam, inshallah, is an awakening call within me that I understand I have to change something. Even one thing, I have to change something. Otherwise, so what's going on? If I have 30 days of fasting in Ramadan, what is the result of that? Literally, if someone comes after 30 days of Ramadan and says, okay, so what did you do? Fasted 30 days, Masha. What did you gain? Let me think about it. Let me think about it. And it's up to the answer, what answer it is. Because the tradition says there are some people that the only thing that they get from Ramadan is they're thirsty and hungry during the day. That's it. Thirst. And at night, they didn't sleep. Apparently they're doing ibadah, but there's no point. رب تال القرآن والقرآن يلعنه نعوذ بالله سبحان الله. Sometimes such people that they recite Quran and Quran curses them. Ibn Muljam, Shamr, Umar al-Sa'd, Harmala, and go on and on, other people as well. Today we have this. Quran out loud, out loud. Imam Ali salatu wasalam, he was with Kumail one night, walking in the alleys. I think it was in Kufa, and then they were passing and they stopped somewhere and they heard the beautiful voice of tilawat of Quran. Beautiful. Kumail stopped. Kumail says, wow, beautiful recitation. Imam Ali says, don't judge too fast. Wait. Past time. I think it was in Nahrawan. Imam Ali sallallahu after the war in Nahrawan, he was walking among those who were killed in Nahrawan, and Imam with his sword or with his feet somehow, I don't remember exactly, he turned one of those who were killed the other side so he could see the face of that person. Kumail says, Who is this person? Imam says, this person is the same person at that night who was reciting Quran out loud among the Khawarij that you like so much. This concept of deen is so deep then. It's not as simple and easy that it looks like. What do you mean it's simple? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent 124,000 of his assets, the best of all people in the whole universe, for the sake of this job, for the hidayah of people. You're saying a simple thing? It's not a simple thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he sacrificed and he asked the best of all people, 12 Imam, Rasulullah and Sayyid, this best of all people to be sacrificed for the sake of this Quran and this Salat and this Islam is in our hands. And you're saying simple? It's a contradiction. Me and you being so Muslim and follow and having Iman and Quran, everything around us, was it so simple and so good? So Imam Hussein did not sacrifice with all his family for the sake of me and you just sitting here and talking about, Alhamdulillah, very good Islam. No, it's very, very different. It's very important. It's very sensitive. We have to feel it first. Being a Muslim is not an easy thing. Amruna sa'bun mustas'ab. Being a Shia and followers of Imam Hussein is not a simple thing. He's saying the hadith about Ahlul Bayt. Amruna sa'bun mustas'ab. Following our affairs and our teachings and our lessons so difficult. Sa'b mustas'ab, very difficult. لا يتقرب ملك إلا ملك مقرب أو نبي مرسل أو مؤمن امتحن الله قلبه. The only people who can, those people who can tolerate and follow us are those people, either malakun or a malik, an angel, malaik. Look where we are, malaik, or nabiyun mursal. Either malik, not malik, simple malik, malakun muqarrab. It's very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, subhanallah. Or nabiyun mursal, or very important nabi with risalah and mission and prophet. Or mu'min and imtihan Allah qalbuhu. Or a mu'min, a believer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested his or her heart with iman. It's difficult. The fact that someone like Imam Hussein with this personality being sacrificed for this deen, it shows how important and how difficult it is to follow this deen. Because if it was that easy, then why the army of Yazid, they're not following it? It was so easy. After how many years? Some of them after the whole life of being Muslim, the ibadat of Allah, so forth. Qadi Sharih is the Qadi and the judge of Kufa. Look what he's doing. How he's falling down. Umar Assad is a big name. People trusted him. Look what he did. They are companion of Rasulullah. They heard the voice of Rasulullah, the nuzul of Quran. Many of them, when the Jibreel came down for revelation of ayat of Quran, they were next to Rasulullah. They said, we saw Rasulullah, his physical symptoms when the wahy were coming to him. He was shaking, he was doing, his face was... You were there when Jibreel came to Rasulullah. You didn't support Hussein? This deen is deep. The concept of being religious is amazing. You have to go sit down and analyze it. What's going on about it? Today, the same thing. Today, the same thing. Personality of the sort of thing. What do you think we have majalis of Muharram? We have majalis to get to the depth of our deen. Imam Hussein is sacrificed لطلب الإصلاح في أمة الجد. What is the Ummah al-Jadd? What is Islah? Islah in what? In the Islam that was corrupted. If Imam Hussein was not sacrificed with his companion and his family, today the deen of Islam was the deen of Yazid. الناس على دين ملوكهم. People follow the deen and religion of their kings, the rulers, those who are the authorities. If it was supposed to continue the rulings and the government and the personality and the culture of Umayyi, today the deen what we had today was the deen of Yazid and Muawiyah. That is a shame that period of time that we have someone like Yazid be the ruler. You mean Khalifa to Rasulullah is Yazid? A group of people came from Rome at that time to the palace of Yazid to visit the Khalifa, Ya Rasulullah. I was like, who is this guy? So he's doing everything that we're doing. He's drinking, he's having fun, everything, mashallah. So what's the difference between us and you? We're doing the same thing. Khalifa to Rasulullah this way? Imam Hussein didn't fight with the little guy called Yazid. It's way weaker. Imam fought with the culture of Yazid, the culture of Muawiyah, which the culture was from the beginning of the war, that batil. And it's continuing until the day of judgment. Unfortunately, we have this. That's about deen. That's about me analyzing my deen in action. So where should I start from? Can you help us? So it's a big spectrum. Yeah. Start from your house. How about that? Start from your reaction, interactions, personality, and behavior at home. Don't go too far. Don't go even to your friends yet. Don't go to society. Don't go in masjid. No, at home. Go to your wife tomorrow. Go to your husband. Ask them, can you evaluate my personality? How is it? How am I? What part of my, because you're the closest to me. No one could see me closer than you. Because there's no ta'aruf and, takalluf between us. You know me when I get angry. You know me when I'm happy, One of the hikmah and wisdom of nikah and marriage is this. Improving together, growing together. Can you tell me what part of my deen I have to improve? Do you think my personality looks like the believer's personality? You mean directly ask her? Yeah, directly ask her. Who's closer than her to you? What if she thinks, no, she's not going to think about anything. Oh, no. Do you think my personality looks like those who have true Islam? The wife comes to husband, do you think what I'm doing, if Hazrat Zahra, she was here, she would be proud of me, or she would be, what are you talking about? I'm talking about, I'm just going to make sure I don't have any of those personalities. I don't have a personality trace of those people who were in the wrong side of Karbala. What do you mean? Yeah, we have, how many women were against Ahlul Bayt? Their wives, the wife of Imam Hassan, what she did. The wife of Imam Jawad, what she did. Fazl. Ja'la. Can you evaluate, analyze? Why you're so panicking? I don't know. Since Muharram, I just started thinking about this. What if I have a little bit of the personality of those horrible people? Calm down, that's fine. No, don't tell me that's fine. But don't lose your temper. I'm just putting it this way. I'm so scared, I'm so panicked. What if I have a little bit of the personality of those people? Because they were like this, they didn't respect their husband, they didn't respect their wife, their iman, their actions. Because I don't want to just be shared with them they were praying and I'm praying. They were fasting and I'm fasting. Some of nafila mustahabat, most probably they were doing more than me. Personality traits, jealousy. Oh my God, am I jealous? Anger management issue. How about my anger management issue? How I put my wife down constantly. How I treat my husband. How about my children? How about my parents? Wow. I wish in the books of our aqaid and beliefs, We had topic about amal and actions. We were talking about the actual personality traits. We're actually talking about iman. We're talking about, if you want to believe in Tawheed, because now it's separate. The book of Akhlaq is separate than the book of Aqaid, right? In the Sunday school, look at your Sunday school curriculum. Unfortunately, one section about Aqaid, one section about Akhlaq, separating from each other. Either I wish it was like the true meaning of Tawheed that we said, the oneness of Allah, my little kid in the kindergarten. The Tawheed of Allah is that, yes, believe in Allah's oneness and showing it in action. How? How you trust Allah. Wow. So now we're raising them with the concept of akhlaq and aqa'id all together intertwined. By the way, we're working on such a curriculum, inshallah. Now I see what is going on. Now we have to see how many lessons we can get from Ashura and Muharram. What we can learn from this, inshallah. And what we have to focus on, and what is the responsibility that we have towards this. We have different examples, like I said. The good news is that when you make a mistake in this path, the good news is that if your wife comes to you and says, you know what, this part and this part from your personality makes me concerned. Your husband comes and says, sweetheart, this part and this part, you have to change. It doesn't look like a moment in front of kids. Sweetheart, my friend, my son, my daughter, you need to change this. Oh my God, then I made a mistake a lot. Don't worry. There's always a way that you can come back. There's always a chance that you can change. There's always an opportunity that you can improve yourself. No, I'm so worried about this. Do you have an example? Yes, we have a lot of examples. Who? Well, someone was directly going towards hell and the hellfire, and he could change his path very good. Very beautifully. The personality, that is making it more complicated, I have to say it. Someone who, until the morning of Ashura, he is in the wrong side, in the wrong personality side with all those horrible, savage, barbaric, bloodthirsty people. Someone who blocked the path of Imam Hussein and he did not let Imam Hussein to leave. That's why Imam Hussein stuck in Karbala, quote unquote, apparently. And then right after the speech of Imam Hussein, he becomes so awakened. And he's going to go to Imam Hussein's army. He's looking for an excuse. His friend says, you're scared? No, I'm not scared. Nothing made me scared. You know me. Then why you're so different right now? I have to go. So he leaves with his horse with the excuse of giving him water. And then he goes towards the khayam of Hussein. You know what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about, right? Half an hour before, it was in your wrong personality traits, wrong side, wrong everything. What makes you, how could you change? How could you change so amazingly? I don't know when Hur was coming towards the Khaym of Imam Hussein, probably the major things that he's thinking about, I'm trying to think about psychologically, what can he think? He's thinking and he's preparing himself. If I go there, I'm going to go ask someone, where is Imam Hussein Abu Abdullah? Where's Imam Hussein? So I want to talk to him. What if Imam Hussein, he doesn't accept me? What should I start? How should I say? Should I say, Hussein, please forgive me. He's preparing himself probably in that distance that he's going towards the Khaym of Imam Hussein. And when he got closer, all thoughts gone. Why? Hussein is already waiting for him. I don't know, or don't say anything. Come back. Hussein, I'm going to say, come back. You're our guest. Hussein, please, come back. He put his war shoes around his neck. Arabs signs, in Arab, that's signs of regret. Shame. He's coming towards Hussein. Before say anything, Hussein came for a istiqbal of Hur. Come to me. Don't say anything. You're our guest. Come here. Come down from your horse. We're going to talk to you. Go to our tent. What are you doing, Hussein? You know you're killing her by this hospitality. Hussein, he's waiting. If you were telling him, Hor, I didn't expect it. Why did you do that? You blocked the path. If you say some of these things, Hor is gonna feel better. You're not even scolding him. You're not even reprimanding him. You're just accepting him. That is killing Hor, Hussein. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about it. Come to the tent, Hussein. I can't. I'm dying of the shame. Let me go. I don't want to even come down from my horse. I want to go directly to the war. Hussein, you know that. Hussein knows the personality of Hor. He cannot tolerate that. All right, Hor, you can go. And Hor says, after his tawbah and repentance being accepted by Allah, by the Imam of his time, good for you, Hor. How could you change this so amazingly? And being on the right side, the right of light, the right side of righteousness, the path of piety, the path of beauty, the path of nothing but beauty. Hussein and Zainab. Hor went, sacrifice themselves. Maybe Hor didn't want to see Zainab and be eye to eye of Zainab. Zainab, I did this. Ya bint Amir al-Mu'mineen. Sorry that I blocked your path. Sorry that I broke your heart. He didn't even want. And he went and sacrificed himself for Hussein. Maybe because he didn't want to see the Ruqayyah bint al-Hussein. He didn't want to see the little daughter of Hussein, what happened to her. He's ashamed of seeing her. And now she left. He left. Maybe he didn't want to see after Ashura's afternoon on Ashura, when those Mal'uneen attacked the Khiyam and the tents of Ahl al-Bayt, how they treated the little children of Hussein. Maybe how they treated Ruqayyah of Hussein. Maybe how they broke and pulled out the earrings from the ears of the children of Hussein. Hor, you went, you sacrificed yourself. You didn't see what happened to Ruqayyah bint al-Hussein in Karbala, what happened to her in Sham, in Kharabiya Sham, when they brought the head of her father Hussein. She said, I don't want food. Why they're bringing something covered? As soon as she uncovered that tray, she saw the head of her father Hussein. They said she grabbed the head, put on her chest, talking, a little girl, how she's talking to her father after a long time, describing everything that happened to her. Baba, you were not with us, this happened. Baba, they hit my amma this way, Zainab. Baba, this way. All of a sudden they heard she's quiet and nothing. No, alhamdulillah, she fell asleep. After the calling her, no, she couldn't tolerate. She's with her Baba now. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حليت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together we mention, make your house as a Khane Hussein, Husseiniya Bismillah. Whoever is hearing me, all family together out loud, as if you're in the center. Assalamu ala al-Hussein. Louder. Wa ala Ali ibn al-Hussein. وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. One more time, see yourself in بين الحرمين. السلام على الحسين. Second day of Muharram. وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين على لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومت في أمره الشريف زين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من عوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك بحق الحسين يا الله hasten the ظهور of our Imam Mahdi. Let us be in our generation among the true followers of Quran and Islam and Ahlul Bayt. Do not let anyone from our generations to be against the path of Quran and Islam and Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who have hajat and requests, specifically my brothers and sisters hearing my voice and seeing me, give them all khair hajat. Those who are under difficulties all around the world, provide opportunities for their freedom. Ya Allah, those who are sick, heal them, and those who passed away from the community, everyone, inshallah, and the families, and the thawab and reward from our gathering to their soul. Rahimallah min yaqaw al-Fatihata ma salawat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yassin. हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा हुर्रियत का इमाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा पहले तो लश्करे जफा में था दुश्मन शाह करबला में था जब करम की नजर हुसैन ने की जब करम की नजर हुसैन ने की फिर वो आली मकाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा घेर के लाया था हुसैन को जो कितना जालिम था और शकी था वो शहने सहराब इस तरह से किया शहन सहराब इस तरह से किया शाहिदी का गुलाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा लश्करे जुल्म से निकल आया कहता था हो गई थी मुझसे खता इब्ने ज़हरा मुआफ कर दीजिए इब्ने ज़हरा मुआफ कर दीजिए फिर शहीदों में नाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा हुर्रियत का इमाम हो के रहा हुर अलैहि सलाम हो के रहा या हुसैन
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليك يا رقية بنت الحسين حیف نشد باز کنی چشمتو واسه من حیف که رفتی خداوند احساس من حیف که تنها گذاشتی حیف که سوخت موهای زیر معجرم حیف گل سر دیگه وای نمیسته سرم حیف که تنها گذاشتی بابا توی صحرا. تنم میسوخت گلهای روی گلشنم میسوخت بابا بگم واسه تو این گرما زخم زیر پیراهنم میسوخت. از گریه پلکای چشام میسوخت حتی دل دشمن برام میسوخت بابا ندیدی که چجور امنه زیر نگاه های حرام میسوخت. آه نبودی یکم حالمو خوب کنی. نشد زخمای بالمو خوب کنی. نبودی ببین. ندیدی منو تو سراسیمگی. نبودی با یه چیزی زجر بگی. نبودی ببینی بابا دلم تنگه بغل میخوام اما نمیرسه به تو دستا بابا نمیتونم رو پا بایسم آخه ببین تاول زده پا بابا شکستن هر دو پهلومو دیدی رد شلاق رو بازومو راستی یه دختر بود توی کوپه دیدم تو دستاش علنگو. آی بند آخر و التماس دعا اونایی که دختر دارن برای رقیه خوبش میریزن. حیف دیگه رنگ و رویی نمونده برام. حیف دیگه عمویی نمونده برام. پیشم نموندی. حیف همین که میافتم میخندن. حیف چقدر حرف بی ربط میبندن. حیف پیشم نموندی. بابا رقیت خیلی غم داره اینجا فقط عمه دوستم داره. کشام نداره دیگه گوشواره لبام مثل لبات شده پاره. مثل موهات به هم ریخته تازه چقدر موی سرم ریخته حالا که من بال و پرم ریخته چشم حرام دور و برم ریخته. ای حسین جمع بسوزم برا لحظه ای که رقیه رو بنده تشت و کنار زد سر بابا توی تشنید نداشت سر بابا رو بلند کنه خمشاید لبا رو لبهای بریده بابا گذاشت. آی هیچ وقتی نگذشت ناله ای از رقیه بلند نشد. آی حسین جان حسین جان اسمك العظيم الأعظم ببرغيم أنت الحسين يا الله 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 يا رحمن يا رحيم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك واكفنا يا غاضي الغاجات ويا كافي المهمات إنك مجيب الدابات إنك غافر الذنب والخطيئات إنك على كل شيء قدير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. من يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 من يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.